senior night as we get ready to honor these young ladies. As we get ready to honor these young ladies on tonight, first of all, we're going to start out with senior athlete number 2, Miss Christina Benton. Christina is escorted tonight by her mom and dad, Jordan Lotret and Chris Benton. Her plans after high school is to go to college to be an ultrasound technician. Favorite memory from volleyball is when we all went to Jalapeno Tree as a team and just talked volleyball and had fun. Most she'll miss is the funny locker room talks and jokes. What she'd like to leave behind is her fun personality and determination. Her advice to her underclassmen is don't let what other people think of you. Just dust it off, give it your all, and do what you love. Thank you, Miss Christina Benton. Next, we have number 3, Bailey Bohannon. Bailey is being escorted tonight by March and Shannon Bohannon, Jake, Belinda, Rex, Deacon, Wagstaff. Bailey plans is going to SFA to get her master's in communication science and disorders to become a speech language pathologist. Her favorite memory is from volleyball is making history with her best friends by making it to round 2 of the playoffs in 2024. What she'll miss the most is the team countless locker room laughs and memories. Tonight she'd like to leave behind the importance of being a good attitude and outlook on everything you do to her underclassmen. If she could say one thing to them, she'll say always stay positive and soak in every moment of high school and activities because it flies by fast. Thank you, Miss Bailey Bohannon. Certainly, last but not least, we have number 9, Miss Jaylee Jones. Jayla has been escorted tonight by Jay and Jada and Rhett Jones, Colton and Kelsey, Lewis, and Papa. Her plans is to go to college after high school. Her favorite memory of volleyball is the back door is always open if you know where. The lifelong memories, yelling at each other nonstop, and having each other's backs no matter what. The legacy she'd like to leave behind is she'd like to be remembered as coming to practice every day with a different personality, but also someone who you could go to whenever. Her advice to the underclassmen is go have fun. You only live life once, and nothing is ever that serious. Thank you, Miss Jaylee Jones. Once again, we'd like to thank these ladies for their hard work and dedication. Give them another round of applause. Now let's go win this game.
checking it.
The following is a presentation of the Pineywood Sports Network.
Hey folks, welcome here to the big broadcast. I'm your host Larry Pierce here as a NETSN, ready to go here for some volleyball. It is senior night for the Lady Dragons as they are ready to host the Colmesneil Lady Bulldogs here. And the Lady Dragons looks like they have went ahead after a win the other night. It looks like they're going to get themselves into the playoffs here. And tonight, just going to look to see if they can keep winning here and just practice up for that Colmesneil. Look like they're trying to maybe play spoiler here this evening. The Lady Dragons will look to get ahead here and see if they can get another big win here with a couple more matches left before the start of the playoffs. And we'll have some of those for you coming up here in a couple of weeks here. Don't know where we're going to be next week. If we're going to have a game next week, I don't know for sure. I didn't have that one in there because we didn't know for sure how things were going to work out. So it may be one more matchup next week. We'll find out something where we're going on there, and we'll be ready to bring it to you. Maybe take next Tuesday off and get ready for the playoffs. For that, maybe what we get ready to do. So it is senior night here tonight as the Lady Dragons have a couple of seniors here this evening. It was Tina Benton, Bailey Mohannon, and Jaylee Jones, the three seniors here tonight being celebrated. And so I had those earlier in the evening. Colmesneil had their warm-up. Now the Lady Dragons are starting to get their warm-up here tonight. It is a Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show. Let's get it going here. NETSN.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
Right Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show here. As I said, the Lady Dragons on senior night looking to defend the home court here against the Colmesneil Lady Bulldogs. And a few seniors out here tonight. But going to be a few more weeks here. As I said, the Lady Dragons going to get to extend their season as they will move into the playoffs here in the first part of the last part of October, first part of November, as where they're going to be here in the playoff time. But going to see if they can have a good match here tonight. And we got the Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep pregame show. Looks like it's going to be the Lady Dragons here. Just going to have to work really good at the net here. I think that they're going to have good net play here tonight, and also just going to have to just play good steady off the serve, and I think that'll be good. See those service errors down to a minimum and be good in front of the net here. I think that the Lady Dragons might be able to get a little bit, climb the ladder a little bit here, and to get some good blocks and some good Dragon Fire swings for the points coming up here tonight. And we'll see how many of those Bulldog chump swings that the Lady Bulldogs can throw out there as we get ready to go for this one. It is pregame time here. Let's hear from some of those wonderful folks that help make the broadcast possible. We'll be right back here, folks, on NETSN.
Folks here in East Texas really love their breakfast. Whether you're looking for biscuits and gravy, anything up to quiche, you'll find it there at Plates of Grace Country Kitchen for an awesome breakfast. When it comes to lunch, they'll always have a great special written on the board, or check out the menu for all kinds of great items like the Bubba Club, chicken fried steak, fish and shrimp, or even that mouth-watering hamburger steak. You'll find all these mouth-watering dishes at Plates of Grace Country Kitchen, just outside of Center on Shelbyville Highway.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmers State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in the Center has the agents to take care of all your insurance needs. They remind you to update your policy after a life change, never put off the death policy conversation, and always have home insurance or renter's insurance. Whatever your insurance needs or questions are, or even if you need to make a payment, Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center.
You know that Center Glass can fix your cracked windshield. But for the experts at Center Glass, fixing a windshield is just the beginning. Center Glass can also renovate your bathroom, turn your fixtures and shower into something entirely new and unique to your home.
Diamond B Cafe on the corner of Tenaha and Timpson is open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on the Lord's Day Sunday, 7 until 2. Diamond B Cafe was voted the best breakfast in Shelby County, and that breakfast or dinner menu is available anytime that they're open. So stop on by Diamond B Cafe and visit the Brandons on the corner of Tenaha and Timpson in Center.
It doesn't matter if you need a truck tire or if you need a car tire. If you need a tire, you call Joaquin Tire. Joaquin Tire Shop provides new and used tires, along with oil changes and 24-hour road service. Stop and see them on Highway 7 in Joaquin.
Already folks, back here in just a few minutes here. You're going to see the gals with the back and forth here, and then we're going to have the introductions. So we'll be right here ready for it here. You're right across the Dodge Jeep pregame show wrapping up here. As the Lady Dragons and the Lady Bulldogs get ready to square off. We're going to do one thing here. We'll be right back to you folks as we get the introductions on the way here on NETSN. Alrighty, folks, welcome into the broadcast here on NETSN. Hope you're having an awesome, blessed, and wonderful night and ready to go get to the end of the volleyball season here for these two teams here. The Shelbyville Dragons trying to defend their home court here on the final home game of the year. They say they're waving over there. Got the camera over there, so we'll get down on the Dragons over there. on senior night going on tonight. And, of course, we got the Lady Bulldogs of Colmesneil are in town here as well. So we're going to have introductions coming in here tonight. Well, maybe not. So we're going to get some handshakes, and that's ready to go for – there we go. Let's bounce out there just a little bit. That's it. Let me get to a good court here for the evening. All right, so it should be ready to go here. Both teams going to be for their final little chats and getting ready to go for some volleyball here on NETSN. Thanks for joining us wherever you are. Coming up here tomorrow, we get to the football part of it started for the week, as we'll be in St. Augustine there, and we'll be over at Tasha's Country Kitchen. I love going to that place. And we're going to be over there about 1 o'clock. We'll kick things off with Coach Barnes with the St. Augustine Wolves, and we'll have a Wolves talk over there. And then Friday night it will be St. Augustine and Shelbyville in St. Augustine. Now, I have had a couple of people ask me, about the coach. So, well, it's like we've been doing all year long. We go like on wherever the home team is. So that's why we've been doing it. So that's why we're doing it this way. So that's why. Hope that answers a couple of questions, okay? And we have a good time there in Tasha's Country Kitchen. And Coach Barnes, always a great guest there for the coaches show, and get those Wolves ready. They're rocking and rolling here this year. And the Dragons are, after a big win over Timpson last week, should be a great game coming up on Friday night there in St. Augustine. All right, folks. And also, I know I don't keep up with the chats on the YouTube. I just check and make sure it's on. But if there's a stoppage or a blinkage, I apologize. But we all know, as much as I love the Shelbyville, sometimes there's a little bit of an issue with the internet. So if there's a little stoppage there, I've turned it down a little bit to maybe help out a little bit. So we're going to try to avoid too much of that here tonight. So if that's what happens, that's probably what the issue is. All right, folks. So here we go. Let's start off here. That senior Jaylee Jones going to start off here for serve for the Dragons. Nice job here, and a good job by Bohannon. Taking it out on the back line. Katie Hardy gets it up to Sydney McDonald. McDonald kicks it all the way to the back here. And Shagwa, number 9, had to ask her out. Oh, what a great job there by Corey Lawson at the net. And it rolls off the net there by Sydney McDonald. So it will be point for the Lady Bulldogs here to start. Sorry, but the right point on there. There we go. All right. All right, so now ready to go here for the serve by the Lady Bulldogs. Kick it up here in the middle. Gets it across, does Lawson. And a nice job by the Lady Bulldogs here in the middle, but not able to get it across there. There's Park. Not able to get it over there, so that ties it at 1 here for both teams. Oops. There we go. So now Katie Hardy with the serve. Kicking it over here, number 20, Park. Setting it up here, and at the net. Nice job here at the net is Byram. As she gives it a good Bulldog chomp swing and gets the point there at the net, as the Lady Dragons not able to defend it at the net. And 2-1 now for Colmesneil. Colmesneil, the JV team, they lost the first set, but they won the second set, and it came real close there. It looked like the Lady Dragons were going to get that third set, but nice job there by the Lady Bulldogs. They came back and won that third set. Oh, nobody in the middle there after hit by Colbert, and that's going to put the Lady Bulldogs up 3-1 here to start. Going back here onto the serve for the Bulldogs is Lewis. She's back there for Colmesneil. Here comes the serve. Katie Harley and Bohannon in the middle. Nice job getting it across there by Jones. Park gets it over. Here's Lawson in the middle. Harley sending it back up. Jones to Colbert. Colbert getting it across. And it's going to be hit there at the net. 2 hits at the net, so that'll go to Shelbyville onto the point. Should be 3-2. Now going back will be Corey Lawson. She'll go back and be served here for the Lady Dragons. Standing up tonight here with the camera because I think it works a lot better, and I need to get some stand-up time. All right, here goes Corey Lawson. Send it out here in the middle. No stop here, digging it back out. And, nice touch across the net there by the Lady Bulldogs. Set up in the middle. Here's Jones. She'll send it over. And that is Zananti. Oh, nice job there by the Bulldogs. They get it right down in the spot there. That's Park off the hit by Zananti, who is the libero for the Lady Bulldogs. She'll come out. Coming in is number 18, Hughes. Going back to serve now will be Pittman for Colmesneil, as they lead at 4-2. Here's the serve, getting it on the back line, just out of the line, and it's out. Just barely does get out, and that is a point for Shelbyville on the service error. And now that's going to put Sydney Mack back there, ready for serve. See if she can get the Lady Dragons the lead here. Playing some good defense on the other side here. Here are the Lady Bulldogs. Here's Sydney. It's a serve, getting it across. Bulldogs set up his Park. Nice touch there to net, and a good job of recovery after the net by the Bulldogs. Colbert gets it over to the back line. Oh, and it finds a little spot right in the middle of the Lady Bulldogs, and it comes down point for Shelbyville. They'll tie it up at 4. Sydney Mack back once again for serve. 1-2. Making sure we got the sound out there, folks. Okay. Sydney Mack with the serve. Send it off to the bottom there. Lewis digging it down on the back line. Park. Oh, nice job at the net. A great block there by Colbert. She'll get it across. And, just inside the line, too, on this return there by Colbert. And it's point for the Lady Dragons. Lady Dragons. Sydney back at serve. Tess taking the lead here. 2 straight points. So Sid gets it across. Oh, nice little serve there by Sydney. And it goes off of the hands of number 9. That is Shagwa. And it's point for Shelbyville. So now lead it by 2. Sydney Mack continuing serve here for the Dragons. Oh, into the net there. Service there. 6-5. Going back to serve now for the Lady Bulldogs is Byram. Byram is back to serve. Byram gets it to Bohannon. Bohannon here in the middle. Get back. Stutz gets it back to Lawson. Lawson. They get it across from the back line there by the Bulldogs. Bohannon. Lawson. Now Park. Getting it up here in the middle of Byram. Byram gets it over in the corner. Good job getting it across there. That's number 18, Hughes, for the Bulldogs. Nice volley going on here. Oh, great touch there by the Bulldogs. That's number 9. That is Shagwa. But just a little too far onto the return, and the point goes out. And it's point for Shelbyville. And it'll go back for Bohannon now. Will be on its serve. As Colbert checks out and Katie Hardy in for the Lady Dragons. Here's the serve coming up here in the middle. Byram. Oh, nice job there by Park. It is inside there to a nice cross-court return there on the Bulldog chomp swing. Gets the point. 7-6. Now they'll get the serve back here. I think that is number 3, Pittman. I'm trying to see back there. That's who that is, I think. Nope. That's number 6, Wade. Service error there by the Lady Bulldogs. And it'll go point to Shelbyville. They'll stay up by 2. Going back to serve now. Katie Hardy for the Lady Dragons. Hardy, the junior. I thought she was a senior this year. It's good to see that we'll have Hardy back next year. Same thing with Sydney Mack. Be good, 2 great players to keep on the Coach Ruff's squad here for the Lady Dragons for next year as seniors. All right, sticking around here. Good volley. Park sends it across. Too long on the cross-court shot. And this point, Lady Dragons. They'll now take a 3-point lead. Katie Hardy back. Ready for serve once again for Shelbyville. Hardy on to the serve. Nice dog doing it out there by Pittman. Getting it across Park. Jones sets up Lawson. Lawson with the dragon fire swing for the point. And Corey Lawson right in the middle of the net. It's a big dragon fire swing for the point here for the Lady Dragons. Then they go out by 4 and get into double digits, 10-6. Katie Hardy stays back here for serve for Lady Dragons. Oh, and that's off of the bottom end of her hand. And it's a service there into the net. And now to get the serve back to the Lady Bulldogs. Zananti. Make sure I got it. Zananti will be back now, the libero. She will be serving here for the Lady Bulldogs. And referee fixing the antenna on the net here. Ready to go for serve. Zananti sends it across. Stutz, but a good save here. It's going to go off everything, and a good job by Jaylee Jones. Oh, that was a good job there by the Lady Dragons because it went way up and it hit the top of the Raptors up there. And a good save here by Jones trying to get it across as well, but doesn't get it across. And it's a point for the Lady Bulldogs. Zananti back once again, ready for serve. Trying to tie it up here, maybe take the lead here with a couple points here. Zananti serving. Bohannon. Jones setting up Lawson. Lawson with a beautiful touch. Corey Lawson See what there, Corey Lawson does a great job right there. And what you have to do is you got to kind of have that peripheral vision where you're kind of looking out of the side of your eye. Do you want to just bring it home, or do you just want to tap it across? And Corey Lawson has been doing a great job the last couple of broadcasts. I heard watching her do that, and that's awesome at the net there by Corey. Zananti gets it up here in the middle by Byram. Byram gets it across, and now the Lady Dragons going to get into the net here and going to have too many hits. And a good job there by the Bulldogs. So they'll now get it 11-9. And it will go back, and it will be Park. She will be ready for serve here for Lady Bulldogs. And into the net on the service here. There we go. So now ready for serve here is Gillespie. She'll bring it in. Yeah, that's right. Here's a return here by the Lady Bulldogs. Send it up ahead here. Jones gets it to Colbert. Colbert will get it across. Down the middle here. Send it up for Park. Park. And a good shot here on the way. That was the one Pittman tried to get it across, but it is out of play. And it is now a 13-9 Lady Dragons lead. Gillespie back here once again. Ready for serve. And getting it across. Zananti sets it up in the middle. Park gets it over. Jones setting up Colbert. Colbert. And Zananti saves it. Park. Pittman. And now Jones in the middle. We'll get it back across here. A long shot there by Katie Hardy. It goes out of play, and it'll get back to the serve for the Bulldogs. Checking in for the Bulldogs. Coming out is going to be 15 Primrose. Checking in is going to be Lewis. Then she'll come in to serve, as it is now a 13-10 match here in the set number 1. Lewis bringing it. Harley on the back, or sorry, that is Lawson on the back line. Here's Harley now sending it across a long cross shot, and it is out of play. And it's now 13-11. And it's still Lewis coming back here ready to serve. Lewis on the serve, Bohannon. Jones in the middle here. Now give it back to Bohannon. A little confusion there by the Dragons, but they get it across. Here's Park. Send it over to Pittman. Pittman. Nice return here. Jones. McDonald. Colbert. Colbert with the Dragon Fire swing for the point. And the Lady Dragons get the serve back. Now go back up by 3, 14-11. Corey Lawson will go back down. Be ready for serve for Lady Dragons of Shelbyville. I said both these teams have a couple more matches left here before we get to the end of the regular season. But I know for sure right now that the Lady Dragons aren't going to be in the playoffs. Don't know who or where yet, but we know that they're going to be there. Going to have to wait for a couple more games here to find out. Oh, nice job here by the Lady Dragons to save it, and a good job there by Harley to get it across. Park. Oh, and a nice Bulldog chomp for the swing, but a little too far on the cross-court shot there by Shagwa. And the point stays with the Lady Dragons. Back up by 4, Corey Lawson. On for serve. Corey Lawson. And it goes off one of the hands of the Lady Dragons. The Lady Bulldogs. She tried to get out of the way, did Park, but she does get a piece of it. It went off her hand there, so basically an ace there for Corey Lawson. Lawson now ready for serve. Bringing it into the net, service error. Service back to the Lady Bulldogs. Going back for serve here is going to be number 3. That's Pittman. Checking out Zananti. Back in comes number 18, Hughes, for the Lady Bulldogs of Colmesneil. Pittman with the serve. Bohannon on the back line. Gets up here in the middle. Sydney Mack set it up here. And there's a nice shot there by Harley. But a good job digging it out on the back line. Oh, and a great job by Colbert into the net there to get the block onto the shot by Byram. And it's a Dragon point. Sydney Mack back down for serve up 5. Tying their largest lead of the match so far, or of the set so far, are the Dragons. Sydney Mack gets it over. Oh, and it's an ace as it falls just in front of Lewis onto the back line there. Find a soft spot in the zone. And Sydney with the ace. Now up by 6 are the Lady Dragons here in this first set. Set up over to the far side. Park, good save there. Now all the way over, good bringing it across here by the Dragon, or by Byram. Now the Dragons trying to get it as Lawson. Bulldogs set it up here to Park. A nice shot there as it goes off of Colbert into the middle of the net there, but a good job digging it out there by Lewis, saving it for the Bulldogs. Good net play here by both the squads. Park sixing it back out here to Hughes. Hughes gets it up ahead, and just out there on a shot by Byram. She had a nice shot, but it just did get onto the back line there, and it's point to the Lady Dragons. And going back, Sydney Mack still at serve. As she served last time, she did really well, gave the Lady Dragons the lead, and she's done good here, has extended the lead now for the Lady Dragons here in this first set. Set it up here to Park. Colbert got enough of it to keep it onto the Bulldog side, and it's point for the Lady Dragons. They get up to 20 here. And we're going to get a timeout onto the floor by the Lady Bulldogs. So we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back here on the NETSN. Alrighty, folks, we are back here as we get ready to go for the next serve here. And out of the break serve, first serve out of the break, always brought to us by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. As it's an 8-point lead here in this first set for the Lady Dragons. And going back to serve, Sydney Mack. She's done a good job on serve here on this time around, as she is ready to bring it here. Gets it across. Be a good job digging out on the back here. Now Parker get it over. Now Donald sets it up here to Jones. Jones ready now for Colbert. Now great block in the middle there by Byram. And that's going to be points for the Lady Bulldogs. That's a good block there out of the net by Byram. Now going back to serve here are the Lady Bulldogs. See if they can cut into this lead now, trailing it by 7. Shot on the way here, and that's going to be a serve too strong onto the serve. And back to the Lady Dragons. Going back now, Colbert out. Coming in is Gillespie, as Bohannon will now go back in the libero for Coach Rupp. Ready to serve here for the Dragons. Shot on the way, nice digging it out there on the back there by Wade. Park, trying to get a good hit, just a little too far underneath her hand there, and it goes into the net. Point for Shelbyville. Bohannon back once again. Ready for serve. Send it over to the far corner. Send it up here in the middle. Now getting ready for Park. Park will push it over. That's a great shot there by Park. She knows there wasn't anybody over in that far corner. She gave it a nice little push and gets it across. And Lady Dragons couldn't catch up with it. So a nice job there by Park to get the point for the Lady Bulldogs. 22-14. Going back now to serve is going to be, I think that's number 6, Wade back there. Shot on the way. Jones setting up Lawson. Lawson bringing it with. And we're back over here now, trying to get it across here, and a good job. Nice job there, setting it up for a Primrose. She got it across to Gillespie. Just not able to get underneath it there. Or maybe that was Benton. Just not able to get underneath it there. And it's 22-15. Benton now bringing it off the back line, sends it over to Gillespie. Into the middle here, Harley. Nice job, Katie Harley. Got a little spot right there, and it's a point for Shelbyville. 23-15. Now back for serve will be Katie Harley. Katie going good at the net. Got a nice shot there. Found a little spot. Drop it in for the point. Katie Harley bringing it across. Park sends it up here in the middle. Getting it over. Corey Lawson bringing a good hard shot there, and it goes off of the back line there by Byram, and that's point for Shelbyville. And now ready to go here with Katie Harley going back, ready for a set point here for the Lady Dragons. Serve on the way. Park gets it in the middle. Send it up here. Nice return here by the Bulldogs. Lady Dragons get it to Gillespie. Gillespie, it's a hit off the back line here. Now trying to get it over, and that's going to be way strong here. Nice try there by Primrose, but a little too strong here to get it off on the cross-court shot, and that's going to get out of play, and that'll be a 25-15 first set win here for the Lady Dragons. So the Dragons get the first set here, 25-15. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back here on NETSN.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmers State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
Raymond Motor Company, just off the square in downtown Center, where you'll find the friendliest of sales folks. Whether you're looking for a new SUV for the family or a brand new truck, Raymond Motors has a great service department and a huge selection of used vehicles. Raymond Motor Company, just off the square in downtown Center.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the Pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria, just off the square in Center.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
Alrighty, folks, come back here as we get ready to go for the second set. And Lady Dragons win the first set here, 25-15. And our first serve of the match brought to us by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. And we'll switch sides. Colmesneil. And let me let's do this a little bit later. Colmesneil with the serve. Bringing it across there is a Park. Lady Dragons now trying to bring it out here. And Hardy going to get it off of the hands of Primrose, and it'll get out of play. And the Lady Dragons will take a 1-0 lead here in set number 2. Checking in Sydney Mack. Checking out is Heidi Stutz for Coach Rupp and the Lady Dragons. And it will be J.D. Jones, the senior, back ready to serve here for Shelbyville here. So they're up 1-0 here to start the second. Colmesneil with it, trying to get it across. A nice job there by Byram off the back line. Set it up here in the middle. Lawson gets it over. Byram. Oh, sorry. Park to Byram. Byram, as it goes off of a Lawson there, and it hits Hardy. And Hardy gets a piece of it, but Sidney Mack. Oh, J.D. Jones not able to run up underneath that, so that'll tie it up at 1. So they'll go back and it'll be served here for the Lady Bulldogs. As coming in here will be Lewis. Defensive swap out here, I'm sure, for Coach for Colmesneil. As Lewis comes in here, ready to go. Primrose checks out. Lawson off the back line. Sets it up here, and oh, what a job right there. J.D. Jones or Gillespie, one of them, did a great job there just touching it across the net there. Find a little spot right in front of that back line. Lady Dragons go up 2-1 here in the second set. Gillespie back for serve here for the Dragons. Gets it to the back line here. Oh, nice job working here by the Lady Bulldogs as Park gets it across on a nice save there by Pittman. And here's Colbert, sends it across. Lewis with a good dig. Oh, my goodness. What a job here by Park. She saw that she saw the loss in there, the middle of the line, the front line there by the Lady Dragons had their backs turned, so she just get a little pop and rolled off the top of the net. Good play there by Park. It makes it a 2-2 ball game. And now going back here will be Pittman for Colmesneil for serve. Here it comes. Oh, and a good job here on the ace by Pittman. And that'll get the Lady Bulldogs the lead, 3-2. Tried to get underneath it, did Katie Hardy, but just out there in front of her on a good serve there by Pittman. And she's ready to bring it now here for the Lady Bulldogs. Here it comes. Lawson Jones. Back to Corey. Oh, Corey just did not get the hit she wanted, just kind of flat palmed it right there. And that's a be a point. Stays with the Lady Bulldogs as Pittman back once again. Ready for serve. Her team up by 2 here in the second set. Serve coming across. Bohannon lets it go. Service here just a little high, a little farther onto the serve here. Bohannon looked like she was going to get a piece of it, but decided to stay away from it. Ducks underneath it, and it will go out of play. It will now be Corey Lawson now back for the Lady Dragons, ready for a serve here. Trading by 1. Lewis digging it off the back. Set it up here in the middle. Jones. Sydney Mack with a nice touch across. Another good return there by Park and Bynum. They combine there for a nice touch to get it right there in the middle, and it's point for Colmesneil. And Colmesneil will get the serve back, going back, and it's going to be Byram. She'll go back and serve here for the Lady Bulldogs. It's now 5-3. Make sure I got the score there. Here's Byram. Onto the serve, back line digging out. Here's Sydney. Set it up here in a nice long serve going across. And they're going to say that somebody might have touched it. And they says, this referee over here says it was a touch. And a good job here by the Lady Dragons. They saw a touch over here. And the referee on this side, as you see him down here at the bottom, she said there was a touch. So that'll be Lady Dragon point. And it'll get back to the Dragons. And they'll get there on serve. Come with serve, Sydney Mack. Sends it to the back line here. Nice job. Byram gets it over to Park. Oh, Park just didn't get the hit that she wanted there. It looked like it got off the bottom of her wrist. And off the mark there onto that one. Ties it up at 5. Lady Dragons going to keep the serve here. Sydney Mack with serve. Bringing it over. Lewis. Byram. We're back to Lewis. And Lewis with a nice shot. Good dig there by Bohannon. Kick it out here in the middle. Now Lawson brings it over. Another good job there by Lewis. And Park gets it to Bohannon. Bohannon on the back line. Harley gets it over. Good volley going on here by both teams. Park gets it over now. And back in the middle here, Jones. Jones set it up to Harley. Harley off of the hands there. Nice try out the block there. But like I said earlier in the pregame here, I think the Lady Dragons have a little bit more of an opportunity to climb the ladder there. And Harley gets enough of the climb of that ladder to get it over the defense. And it's a point for the Lady Dragons. They'll get the lead here for the first time in the second set. Sydney Mack still serving. Good serve. Every time she's been back there serving tonight, it's been a good job here by the Lady Dragons. They've been behind. Now catch up. Oh, that's a good shot. Katie Harley. Dragon fire swing for the point. And it's 6-5. 7-5 Lady Dragons. Sydney Mack. McDonald on the serve. Oh, Lewis. She's done such a great job there on the return on that back line in that far corner. That just went off of the top of her hands. And that's point for Shelbyville. I'm doing a live broadcast. Quit calling me. McDonald bringing it across. Nice dig out there by Shagwa. Getting it back over. Oh, good job here by the Harley now. And Colbert, oh, she had a shot at it. Just a little out of whack there for the Lady Dragons, just trying to get it up close. And Colbert almost got it back across, but lands in front here for the Dragons. And Sydney Mack will check out here. Stutz coming back in. Primrose in, and Lewis out onto the Colmesneil side. Going back to serve here. I believe that is Pittman. That's Wade. Here's a serve coming across here. Jones popping it over. Set it up here for Byram. Now a nice little push across here by the Bulldogs. Harley, cross-court return is out of play. Point for Colmesneil. Sorry, back there serving. That is Shagwa, number 9. Shagwa, number 9. She's back there serving. 4x4. My boy, Tate Obregon right there. And serving. Oh, into the net there. Corey Lawson. That's a good job here by the Lady Bulldogs. They now tied it by 8. Shagwa doing a good job here for the Lady Bulldogs, getting them back into the tie, looking to get her team to lead. Stutz. Now Lawson gets it over. Send it back over to the far side. Byram. Primrose, and a great job of the block at the net there by Colbert. And the Lady Dragons get the lead back. Here comes Here comes the player exchange. Gillespie checking in for Colbert, for Coach Rupp. Bohannon ready to serve now. For the Dragons, Bohannon brings it in. Park. It's in there in the middle now. And a good block there in the net there by the, nice job by the Park right there into the middle on a good block for the Lady Bulldogs. And they'll tie it back up at 9. And now that will get the Bulldogs the serve back. And Zananti will go back and serve here for the Lady Bulldogs. Tied up at 9. Yep. One set for the Lady Dragons here in the second set. Oh, Zananti. Upset with herself there, the libero is. That one is a service error. They're going to go back now, and it will be Katie Harley back for the Lady Dragons. Serve coming. Harley, a little strong there onto the serve. And tied it back up at 10. Back and forth here on both these teams. As Colmesneil had a couple-point lead earlier. Shelbyville came back. Shelbyville had a couple-point lead. Now Colmesneil comes back. So a good job by both these teams. Here's Park, ready for serve. Service here right into the net. Lady Dragons getting right back here. And going back for a serve will be Jaylee Jones. Sydney McDonald back in for Heidi Stutz. As Jaylee now ready to serve here for the Dragons. Here comes the shot. And there it's Chagua. And a nice job there at the net. Great play at the net there. That is number 10. That was Byram with a great Bulldog chomp spot. Bulldog chomp swing for the kill shot. And ties it back up at 11. That'll be Lewis checking in for Primrose. Seeing that the defensive substitution here for the Bulldogs. As Lawson now. Oh, great job there by Byram at the net, but the block just didn't get all the way over the top of the net and rolled back over in front of the Lady Bulldogs, and it goes to the Dragons. It's been back and forth here. The last point since it got about 6 or 7. 1 point here, 1 point here. Back and forth here onto the serve. Gillespie now for the Dragons, ready to go. Sends it up here. Oh, she got it right there in the middle. Byram did, but nobody on the front line there for the Lady Bulldogs. 2-point lead now for the Lady Dragons. Gillespie going to see if she can keep that going here into the second set. Gillespie bringing it. Lewis. Oh, Colbert had the right idea. Has a couple good shots there out of the net here tonight, but not able to get a good hit on that one. And going back here, checking in, number 18, that is Hughes. She'll come in for Zananti. And it looks like going back to serve here, I think that is Pittman. And it is. She'll serve, and a nice job back line here for the Dragons. Kick it across, and there's Park. Sending it into the back. Corey Lawson, the Dragon Fire swing. Gets it in there, but a good dig out by the Bulldogs. Good volley going on here. Here's Colbert. Colbert with a miss hit. And that ties it back up at 13. Pittman once again will go back and serve here for the Lady Bulldogs. Here in this second set. Pittman, good serve here. Bohannon sitting in the middle there. Katie Harley with the swing and the shot, cross-court shot is out of play. Now back up by 1 here are the Lady Bulldogs. Pittman on the serve. Taking off the back line there. Good job, and nice job by Bohannon. Gives it back out. And Lewis, good to save, is going to go high off the back here. And now Pittman brings it over. And Corey Lawson is going to be right there at the net. And getting over the net there. That's going to be a point for the Shelbyville Dragons. I think they were trying to say that maybe Corey got into the net there. It's going to be called for the Dragons. And Corey Lawson now will go back and be on serve as she has tied it up here at 14 here in the second set. Lawson. Bring it. Lewis. High one. Park stings it across. Nice job there by the Lady Dragons. Harley sends in, and a good dig there by Lewis, but a little too much on the return as it comes across court, and it's going to be in or out of bounds for the Dragons. And they'll now be down or up by 1. And they'll send Corey Lawson back once again here for Lady Dragons. Lawson. That's inside the line there. Just does get the ace inside the line. Oh, no, it doesn't. I thought it might have been out over there, and it is going to be out, and it will be Bulldogs will get the point, and they'll get the serve here. So it just does get on the outside line there. Looks like they might have said it was in, but it is out of bounds So it's now all knotted up at 15 once again. Byram with a good serve. Well, I tell you, she's got a good, strong serve, and have to dig it out of that back line. You got to be careful with it. That's nice job there, digging it out there by the Lady Bulldogs. That's number 18 that was used there. Did a good job here. Not coming across, and then, Bohannon with a good dig and a nice tap there by Jones. Jones, now they get it up to Byram. Byram send it in here to the front line. But the Lady Dragons dig it out. And here's Lawson. And now Pittman. That's going to go off of the scoreboard, but still legal play. And that's going to be out. Oh! Just out on that back line over there. And the Lady Dragons get the point out there. A great volley. That was way up there, tucking to hitting the top of the building out here. Sydney McDonald now ready for serves. The Dragons back up by 1. Send it over to Park. What a nice job there, helping her out there by Lewis. Oh, and off the hands here of the U's in the middle. Nice job there by the Lady Bulldogs. But U's just not able to get the right hit on it there. So McDonald back once again. Sydney Mack has been a great job here for the Dragons at serve. Nice job there by the Bulldogs. Kicking over Park, touches it over. Colbert saves it up here. Jones, now Harley. Harley too strong onto the return. And that's going to be a point for the Lady Bulldogs. Primrose will check back in here for Lewis. Going back here to serve. Number 6, that is Wade. Sorry. Serve on the way. Lawson, into the net there, try to hit it, get a big hit off the back line, and Lawson. Number 9, Shagwa. Shagwa is the server. Shagwa brings it across. Stutz gets it over for the Dragons. Hughes sets it up here for Park. And a nice job here by out of play here for the Dragons. And they'll get out, and it'll be 18-17 now as the Lady Bulldogs take the lead here. And a nice job here by Shagwa. She's been back there a couple times and has a good job at serve and has given her team the lead once again here. Serve on the way. Lawson. Jones will get it over. Up in there, Park. Nice job here by Harley. They get it over, and a good job, way to dig it out here by the back line for the Bulldogs, and they save it. And a good little work here. Oh, that's going to be 2 many hits there by the Lady Bulldogs, and they'll get back to Shelbyville, and they'll tie it back up at 18. Colbert checks out. Gillespie back in. Bohannon in at serve here for Shelbyville. Bringing it across. Hughes setting it up here for Primrose. Primrose with a nice little touch across, but a good job by the Lady Dragons saving it. Oh! Katie Harley tried to get the little touch across the line, just not enough. And that's point for the Lady Bulldogs. And now they'll get the serve back. Going back to serve here will be Hughes for Colmesneil. Shot on the way. Bohannon. Now Gillespie will get it over. Shagwa. Pittman with a nice shot, getting it in. Lady Dragons bringing it back over. That is off of Primrose and not able to get a good hit there. And a serve back to Shelbyville as they tie it back at 19. Neither team's really had a big lead here into the second set. It's been a couple points, but both teams have been battling back here to keep it tied. So tied at 19. Here's Katie Harley trying to break the tie here. As it's a 19. Libero in, and Park gets it over, but a good job here by Jones, and she'll get it back to get it across for the Dragons, and it's just out of play, and that'll be a point for the Bulldogs, and they'll go back up 20-19, sending Park back to serve. And bring it over Bohannon. Now Hardy to Lawson. Lawson too strong on the cross-court return, and it's point for Colmesneil. They'll go up by 2, 21-19, as Park. Park will be ready now for serve here for the Bulldogs. Trying to keep this going here. The Bulldogs got a few points. Get it over. Park. Send it over here to Primrose. Primrose going to get the point here, and Primrose with a nice shot there as it gets down just inside the corner. And now pretty much tying the largest lead here. We got a timeout on the floor, 22-19. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your cardio when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
Alrighty, folks, back here after the timeout. Serve after the timeout, brought to us by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. 3-point lead here for the Lady Bulldogs. Trying to extend that here. That's been the biggest lead by either team. A couple times here into this set. Park with the serve. Sends it up here in the middle. Nice job, Lady Dragons. That's going to be Lady Dragons hit there. As get that back over there. There we go. No. There we go. Now we're back on serve here. The Dragons. All good dig here by the Lady Dragons and a good job on the back line here for Park and the Lady Bulldogs. Good volley going on here by both teams. And Lawson with a nice job with the touch across gets the point here for the Lady Dragons. This is now a 1-point lead here for Colmesneil. As Jaylee Jones will go back and bring the serve here for the Dragons. Park in the middle here, send it over to the far side. The Dragons digging it out here, give it back to Lawson. Lawson off of the defender there in the middle. They're not able to get that second hit, and it ties it up at 22. So Jaylee Jones, see if she can get a couple points here for the Lady Dragons. Late in the second. Set up here in the middle. Pittman tried. Oh, Pittman had a nice idea out there, but just off the side of her hand. And the Lady Dragons go up by one. And we're going to get a timeout this time here by the Colmesneil Lady Bulldogs. So as they call a timeout, we will take a timeout right along with them. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
Over the years, most of us have collected a lot of stuff, but where is all that stuff? Down home. So when it starts piling up, you go with Down Home Storage, climate-controlled place for your down home stuff.
Alrighty, folks, back here after the timeout. Lady Dragons now have the lead 23-22 here late in the second set. Here comes the serve from Jones. Send out to the back line. Park. Get up in the middle. Pittman gets it across. Nice job here by the Dragons. They're getting it ready to go here. McDonald gets it over. Primrose. Now to Byram. And a good shot here. It goes off of the back line there of the Dragons. And a good shot by the Lady Bulldogs. I think that was Pittman number 3 there with a good shot. The Bulldog chomp swing for the shot. And the point to tie it up at 23. And Lewis checks in for Primrose. Lewis, service error goes too strong. And it's now an opportunity here for the Lady Dragons as Colbert checks in for Bohannon. Gillespie goes back here for a set point for the Lady Dragons. Gillespie ready. Here's the serve in the middle. Pittman is it to Park. Park to the back line here. Lady Dragons. Gonna give it to Colbert. Colbert, that's off of the hands there of the Bulldogs, but they save it. Park. I got to get it across, and then they do. Oh, Lawson with a good shot here. A good dig there by Pittman, and it's going to go across. Going to call 2 hits on the Lady Bulldogs, and that's going to give the point to the Lady Dragons, and that'll give the set to the Lady Dragons. So the Lady Dragons will now go up by 2-0 here with a 25-24 win here in the second set. 23, sorry. I got to win by 2. All right, so the second set goes to the Lady Dragons. They're now 2-0. We'll switch sides, and we'll come back here as we're ready to go in our set break. As always, is brought to us by the good folks at Farmers State Bank.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmers State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
Create beautiful ponds and dirt work of all types, bush hogging and mulching as well. It's Sandy Creek Land Enhancement.
All righty, folks, we are back here as we get ready to go for the the third set. If we get the right buttons here, we'll make sure we're all right. There we go. Now we're ready to go. As we get to switch sides here, get ready for the third set. As Lady Dragons take first set 25-15 and the second set by a score of 25-23. And we're ready to go here for the third one. See if the Lady Dragons can get a 3 sets here. All right, ready to go. And we'll be the Lady Dragons serving first. They're going to send Jaylee Jones there back, and she'll be ready to serve here for the Dragons. Ready to go. Third set underway. Primrose sends it to the back line there, and getting it over is Byram. Send up here in the middle. And Corey Lawson with a nice tap across, but a good job digging it out there by the Lady Bulldogs. Send up here in the middle once again. And Sydney Mack sends it over onto the far side there by Shagwa. And now the Lady Dragons looking to have to hang on to it here. Good job getting it across. Good. Oh, nice job there by the Bulldogs. Oh, but that was going to fall short there. And it'll be a point for the Lady Dragons to start off. And I don't know why this has happened, folks, but okay. It'll be all right. Here we go. Jones. Byram. Park gets it across now. Bohannon. Set up here in the middle now. Primrose. Lady Dragons moving it around here. Cindy Mack sends it over. Good job here saving it by the Lady Bulldogs. Get back in. It's going to get down, and it's going to be a point for the Bulldogs here. They'll get that and the point here. All right, folks, we're going to do a quick battery change here. That was deceptive battery there. I guess I need to understand which way that goes. So my apologies. Just give me a second here. We'll give you an ace. Oh, that's a service error there. Right back into the net. You see, when I put that battery in, it said it had 93 minutes, but the battery scale was down, so now I know which one to trust. Okay, here we go. 2-1 is the score. We'll get it corrected here, and that's off the hands there of the Shagwa for the Lady Bulldogs, and that'll make it a now 3-1 Shelbyville here in the third set. Okay, now we're sitting ready to go here, folks. Back there serving Gillespie, bringing it over. Send up here in the middle, Shagwa gets it over across here to Byram. Byram now gets it back into Shelbyville. Now have it. Primrose saving it up here. Oh, a couple of the Lady Bulldogs going after it there. Point for Shelbyville. And Gillespie back here. Got her team up 4-1 to start. Nice serve here by Gillespie. Park. Byram. Good swing. Getting it over. McDonald gets it back here in the middle now. Lawson gets it out. Zananti. Primrose with a good shot there, but a good job saving it by the Lady Dragons. And that's definitely not what Katie Hardy wanted to hit there onto that backside. But that will now make it a 4-2 ball game. Let me get this right here. Now we're good. 4-2, 2-0. Lady Dragons. Lewis in for the serve for the Bulldogs. She'll get it across. Lawson digging it out. Jones back to Lawson. Lawson with the Dragon Fire swing for the point, and it's good. 5-2 Lady Dragons, and they'll get served back, and Corey Lawson will go back for a serve. So Lawson bringing it. Nice serve here. Good job there by Byram. And now Shagwa in the middle. That's a double hit there by the Dragons. And it'll be point for the Lady Bulldogs. Now going back, Pittman for the Bulldogs. Be right there ready now for serve as they now make it a 5-3 here in the third set. Here's the serve coming across. That's off of Lawson's left hand. Had some English on it. And went off her left hand there. And a good job there by Pittman onto the serve. Makes it 5-4. It's been really close. That second set went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all the way. I think Colmesneil won it by 3 at one time, but Lady Dragons were able to come back on it. Same thing for the Colmesneil. Lady Dragons got up a couple and Colmesneil came back. So a nice little cross-court serve return there by Katie Hartley, but too strong. And that ties it back up at 5. And a good job by Pittman here at serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Serve on the way, Bohannon. Oh, nice job there by Colbert. And Hartley gets it across. Byram in the middle here. Hughes gets into the net there. And it's point for Shelbyville. They'll get the serve back. Sydney Mack going back for serve for Shelbyville now. Sydney, every time she's been back there tonight. Every time Sydney's been back there tonight, she's been doing really good at serve. See if that keeps up here. Oh, good job here by the Lady Dragons. Now going to have to get it across. Hartley does. And that's too long on the shot. Oh, it does get down inside. It does get down inside. Okay. I thought they said it was out on there, but the ref says it was in. So that keeps it tied at 6. McDonald checks out. And Bohannon, I believe, checked in for her there. And Byram with the serve. Bohannon off the back line. Gets it up here in the middle. Jones. That's going to be into the net there. It's going to be against the Lady Bulldogs. And that'll go back to Shelbyville. As they'll tie it back up here now. Oh, no, wait. My bad. Oh, my bad. He pointed towards Shelbyville. That's what I was saying. It's going to be point for the Lady Bulldogs. All right. So Bynum with the shot. Benton checks it out there. Harley. Colbert will get it across. Now Lady Bulldogs get Park in the middle. Harley setting it up here. Jones back to Harley. Harley, nice job, Harley. She didn't get the hit she wanted at it, and it did go off the hand there of Park, and it lands onto the Colmesneil side. So it's beneficial there for the Dragons as they now will tie it up at 7 and send Bohannon back for serves. Gillespie checks in for Colbert. Into the Lady Dragons. Bohannon. On the serve, Lewis. Good job there on the return by the Dragons as Hardy in the middle. They can make it. Lawson keeping it alive. Jones back to Gillespie. Too strong. And it's going to be out of play. Point for the Bulldogs. They'll go up back by 1. That's kind of the way it went in that second set. Back and forth just like this as Lewis checks out. Primrose back in. That's been that defensive switch there for Colmesneil's coach. Serve on the way for Bulldogs. Jones sent it up here. Lawson bringing it too strong on the return. Out of play. And it's a two-point lead now for the Bulldogs. That's Pittman. Minton sends it back here. Lawson. Now Bohannon's got to get it across, and does. Good job by Bohannon. Here's Hughes, send it back up. Bynum. Oh, she lined up for it, but just a little too strong. And into the net she goes with it. Well, she had a nice lineup for it, just didn't get the hit she wanted. So Hardy checking out. Is that Nodder? Number 8 checking in. So Nodder to serve here. And we go off of the hands here of the Bulldogs and out of play. And that'll tie it back up here at 9. As Nodder's in. She was out last time we were covering the Dragons with an injury. She's back in here. Good to see her for Coach. As Hughes sets it up here for Park. Park sends it over, and it's going to be inside the line. And a nice job there for Park with a nice return shot there. Gets it inside the line, gives their team back up by 1, 10-9. That'll put Hughes back for serve here for the Bulldogs. So Hughes on the serve. Notter digging it out on the back line, sends it over to Jones. Jones, Corey Lawson is going to send it in with the Dragon Fire swing, and she'll go it off the defense, and it's a point for the Lady Dragons, and they'll tie back up by 10 here in the third set. That'll send Jaylee Jones back there as Sydney McDonald checks back in for Benton. As Jaylee's going to come in here ready to go serve now for the Dragons. On the way. Dig it out, Shagwa. Pittman sends it across. Too strong on the return by Pittman. Lady Dragons take the lead for the first time since early in the match. And Jones back in at serve here for the Dragons. Here it comes. Sending it there off the back. Good job there by the Bulldogs. Get it over. Lawson. Shagwa. Sending it in here. Primrose. Oh, nice job here into the net, but that's going to be a couple hits there by Corey Lawson as it goes into the net there. Her and Gillespie were going after it there. And a double hit, but it's going to tie it back up at 11. And that'll send Park back ready to serve here for the Lady Bulldogs of Colmesneil as it's tied at 11 here in this third set. First set, 25-15 Shelbyville. Second set, 25-23 Shelbyville. And that set went back and forth just like this one has. And, into the net on the service area there by the Bulldogs. That's going to bring Gillespie in to serve. Colbert in and Bohannon out for Coach Rupp. Gillespie bringing it. Zananti gets it up in the head here to Park. And Park gets it over, and it goes off one of the Lady Dragons out there. And that's going to tie it back up at 12. So substitutions coming in here. Primrose checking out. Lewis checking in for Colmesneil. She'll come in here and serve as Primrose has a seat. Lewis. Too long on the serve. Service there for the Lady Bulldogs. And the Dragons get served back here. Going back here's Corey Lawson. Now up by 1. Here comes Katie Harley in for Notter. And Lewis onto the serve, Lawson on the serve. Gets it across Harley. Oh my goodness, watch out there. Gonna be okay there. Shagwa, I think that's who it was. Or maybe that was Pittman. She tried to go after that one, got right into the net. Oh, I tell you, I hope she's okay. She's giggling a little bit. I hope she's all right because she kind of got there face first. Lawson with the shot too long onto the serve. And it's 14-13. And you can see Katie Harley. She had her jersey untucked a while ago. I figured maybe it's something meaning some business to untuck her jersey there, but she's got it back in. All right, so here comes Pittman now. Good thing she's okay. She had a heart spill into the net there. Here's McDonald, gets it up into the middle. Jones gets it across. Shagwa looking to get it back over and does a good job. A nice job there by Jones, setting it back up. Now the Dragons get it over. Pittman back in the air here for Park. To Hughes. Oh, the nice job there by the Dragons. They try to save it there, but Katie Harley can't come up with it. And it is now a 14-14 match once again. Pittman back and ready for serve for the Bulldogs. Trying to get this third set here. Pittman on to the serve. Bohannon gets a nice little touch there by Jones, but Bohannon does get it over. And McDonald, Colbert. Now Sydney on a good job there. Sydney Mack at the line, at the net. Gets it over just in front of Shagwa and gets the point there for McDonald. And now Sydney Mack will go back and serve. Now she's only had one time that she served here tonight where she didn't continue to serve. That was her last time back there. Let's see if she can get that going here once again as Lewis off the back line. Set it up ahead here. Here's Hughes. The Dragons dig it out. Jones send it over now to Harley. Harley has it denied back to her there, and a nice job by Hughes on the block by the Lady Bulldogs. They'll get back to 15-15 match. And coming in here now is going to be Moynihan is going to come back in here for McDonald. Tied at 15 now. And going back to serve here is going to be Byram, number 10, Byram, okay. I got that right. So tied up at 15 here in this third set. Byram ready to go. Shot on the way, and that's going to be too long on the service area there. So the Dragons back up by 1. And they'll leave Bohannon back there. She'll get to the serve as Gillespie in and Colbert out for Coach Rupp. So Bohannon onto the serve, gets it to the back line there. Oh, running into each other, but a good job there by the Bulldogs to get it over. And now they'll step it back across. Set up here to Hughes. Hughes to Byram. Byram will send it up. Too strong onto the return. Dragons get the point now up by 2. Here's Benton checking in for Stutz. As Bohannon coming with it. Set up here in the middle. Park with a nice job. Good job there on the back there by Lawson to dig it out. Now she'll get it back. Lawson will send it over. And now here's Lewis going to have to get it in. A good job, Lewis, way back there. Park will get it over. Benton with a good dig. Oh, but a little too strong there to bring it back across. And it goes 17-16. And breaking the serve now, getting it back for serve will be the Lady Bulldogs. Primrose in for Lewis. And going back here, Shagwa. Serving. Bohannon gets it across here. It's Primrose. And a good job there by Harley. But a good save by the Bulldogs. Way to go. I think the Lady Dragons thought they had that point this time. Katie Harley with the Dragon Fire swing for the point. And she gets the point this time. And it's back up by 2. And the Lady Dragons will get it back. Checking in Nodder. She'll come in here for Harley. Oh, we got a timeout. All right, so we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
Joaquin Tire in Joaquin, Texas. Family owned and operated with new and used tires, general mechanics, and road services. Jesse and his team is proud to serve the community with car, truck, and commercial and ag vehicle tires. They're located in Joaquin at the 84 and Highway 7 split. Call the shop today to make an appointment at 936-269-9516. That's 936-269-9516. Joaquin Tire is a proud sponsor of Game of the Week. Stop in and see them today for all of your new and used tire needs.
Alrighty, folks, we're back here after the break. 18-16, and Nodder in for serve for the Dragons. Send it in here. That's number 6. That is Wade. Oh! She gets the point there for the Lady Bulldogs. 18-17, coming in here. Zananti will come in the libero. Ready to serve. Sends it in. Nodder. Send it up here. Jones over to the far side. Corey Lawson bringing it over. Shagwell bringing it out. Dragons. Lawson in the middle. Good job there by Park to get it over Nodder. Send it up here to Jones. Jones send it over to Gillespie. Gillespie gets it into the back line there. Shagwell. Byram. And now Primrose, but a good dig there by Nodder. Great play at the net by Lawson. Oh, wow. That was a great play at the net there by Lawson, but they're going to give the point to the Lady Bulldogs, tying it up at 18. And Zananti on serve. Oh, off the top of the net on the service there. And the Lady Dragons will get it back, and they'll send Jaylee Jones back to serve now as Sydney McDonald will come in here for Benton. 19-18 here in this third set. Lady Dragons lead. They're already up 2-0. Here's the shot. Zananti getting it out. Park gets it over. Nodder. Good job here by Jones. Now Lewis. Lawson. I don't know why I called her Lewis. I've done that a couple times. I have Lawson. Jones gets it over. I should know better than that. Now here's Primrose. Primrose, a good job there by Bohannon. And Nodder. Now gets it to Lawson. Lawson gets it over here in the middle. Zananti. Over here now to... Oh, what a great job here by the Lady Dragons. They get it over, and Jones, Bohannon off the back line here. They give it to Park. Park. What a volley here by these two teams. Jones gives it to McDonald. Up in the middle there to Pittman. Oh, another good dig there by the Lady Dragons. That is Nodder, but man, what a great volley there to get it tied up at 19. Both teams going at it. Thought Corey Lawson was going to get that big hit there in the middle. But it's tied up at 19. Now back to serve. Park. Bohannon. And Primrose at the nets. Can't get the return. Nice try there by Primrose. But just off the mark a little. And Gillespie will go back and serve now. As the Dragons get to serve back here. Up by 1, 20-19. As Gillespie ready to go. Shot on the way. Shagwa digs it out here. Byram to the back line. Gillespie, Nodder. Now Colbert gets it over. There's Pittman. Byram trying to set it back up now for Pittman, and does. Good volley here by the Dragons. That's going to fall short here and in front of, in fact, that was in front of Shagwa. And that'll be a point for the Dragons. They'll go back up by 2 here. There hasn't been much more than a 2-point lead by either team here. And this set for sure, as it was really close just like this into that last set, and that was going to go off of the hands there of Shagwa on the back line that gets out of play. And the Lady Dragons now take a 3-point lead here. We're going to get a timeout here onto the floor. We'll take a real quick timeout. We'll be right back here, folks, on a NETSN.
Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in the Center has the agents to take care of all your insurance needs. They remind you to update your policy after a life change, never put off the death policy conversation, and always have home insurance or renter's insurance. Whatever your insurance needs or questions are, or even if you need to make a payment, Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center.
Already back here, ready to go. 22-19 after the timeout. Gillespie for the Dragons, bringing it. Zananti off the back line. And gets up ahead there. Park not able to get a good hit to send it back. And the Lady Dragons now up by 4, the largest lead here of this set. Gillespie. Bringing the shot. Good job here by the Lady Bulldogs. Getting back across. Oh, out in front of Gillespie. Wasn't quite ready for that one. Had a hand out there, but just go out the front of her hand. And it's back to the Lady Bulldogs. They'll get served. Primrose checks back out for Lewis. And Lewis will come in and serve here for the Lady Bulldogs. Sean Wayne Nodder digging it out here. Jones finds Colbert. Colbert getting it over. Lewis way back here. And it's going to get under Zananti. She couldn't find it. And it's now match point for the Lady Dragons as Katie Harley will check in here for Nodder. And they'll send Corey Lawson back for serve for Lady Dragons. And serve on the way here as match point coming in on the way here as Pittman digs it over. Byram gets it across. Lawson here to McDonald. Now back over, Katie Harley. That's going to be inside the line for a Dragon Fire swing for the kill shot, and that'll do it there for the winner. And Katie Harley gets the winner shot there, and that'll make it a 3-0 victory here for the Lady Dragons here tonight against the Colmesneil Lady Bulldogs here this evening. All right, so a good job here by the Lady Dragons. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back. We've got our Aurora Concepts post-game show. That's coming up for you here on the NETSN.
At Aurora Concepts, we offer full-service primary care. And we provide physicals for student athletes for every sport. Aurora Concepts, let us take care of you.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal.
Aurora Concepts, let us take care of you.
All Alrighty, folks, we're back here on the Aurora Concepts post-game show. Wrapping it up here as the Lady Dragons win it by a score of 25-20 in the third set. They went 25-15, 25-23, and 25-20 to get a three-set win here for the Lady Dragons, as they're looking really pretty good here, getting ready for some of the getting ready to go for playoff action, which will be coming up here in a couple weeks. Now, I don't have a game really scheduled for next week. We're getting ready for the playoffs and everything in there, so we'll just see how things go. But there's been a good matchup here by the Lady Dragons. They've really come on here the last couple weeks and won some really important matchups. Got themselves, they know they're going to be in the playoffs, just don't know who and where just as of yet, but we know that they're going to be in there. And I know the Timpson Lady Bears, one of the other teams that we cover, is going to be there as well. So we're trying to catch both of those teams as we go into the playoffs. Also, hey, the Beckville Lady Bearcats, I believe Garrison's in there as well. So those could be a couple of the teams that we may cover a little bit in as we go into the playoffs. But a big win here for the Lady Dragons as they get the win here 3-0. And for our players of the game, I'm going to say, well, I tell you what, it's kind of hard here, but I like what I'm going to go with Sydney McDonald here for the player of the game, because every time she was back there, except for maybe once in her serve in all three sets, she really did a good job getting points there and kept things going. So Sydney McDonald, she is going to be our player of the game here for the Lady Dragons. And for the Lady Bulldogs, well, I tell you, there's a couple young ladies out there that did a good job, but I really like what Pittman, Pittman, and I also saw some good stuff there from Byram as well for the Lady Bulldogs. So we're going to go a double Lady Bulldog player of the game right there for them. That's your Aurora Concepts post-game show, folks. We're going to wrap it up here from Shelbyville in the Dragon's Lair. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock for Tasha's Country Kitchen in St. Augustine for some Wolf Talk with Coach Barnes. And then on Friday night, good football game on the way. A lot of games have been changed in the area, folks, as well. So be mindful of that. A lot of things have changed because some weather coming in on Friday. I do know that Center and Brownsboro is going to play on Thursday. So be aware there may be some changes. But right now, St. Augustine and Shelbyville still playing in St. Augustine Friday night, and I'll have it for you right here on NETSN. Big win here for the Shelbyville Lady Dragons. They get it 3-0. That's going to wrap it up here for us here on NETSN. Thanks for joining us, folks. Hope everyone has an awesome, blessed, and wonderful night. Remember, if hate could go viral, so can love. Peace and love, everybody. We're out. Bye-bye.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Pineywood Sports Network, an affiliate of NETSN. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.